Hi everyone, it's me, Beata Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop on today and show you a colouring book that I was sent by Liminal 11 to review. And it's called Women and Patterns and Plants, a self-care colouring book. And it's by Serena Mandel. So let's just read the back of the colouring book. Immerse yourself in divine feminine energy and wonderful natural imagery as you colour in the pages of Women and Patterns and Plants, a self-care colouring book. These images were created to inspire. Take time to relax, reflect and rekindle your creativity by bringing colour to those bold illustrations and to find a new sense of joy and comfort within the empowering images on each page. I'm going to give you a bit about the author. Serena Mandel is a multidisciplined artist, mother, vocalist and designer who founded wildsuga in 2008. Serena seeks to preserve the handmade and express beauty and love through her artwork. Her many disciplines include sewing, pattern, illustrations, graphic design, surface design and jewellery, making all created to inspire the home, body, mind and soul. She also teaches creative workshops and it's published by Liminal 11. Liminal 11 also sent me this beautiful postcard. This is the strength card on the Lunar Soul Tarot deck, which is actually the card that I associate with myself because it's a Leo. Because this colouring book is to do with self-care, self-care to me is about working on your confidence and your inner strengths. So I understand why they would have sent me a strength card. There's a little message on there. And it says, the new edition coming in July. Share the love for this book. Beautiful. So I'm assuming that this book is the July one. I'm assuming, let me just see when it was published. Look at these beautiful women. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful. So let's see. Yeah, it says here, this revised edition was published in 2021. So I'm gathering this will be the one that's coming out in July. And they had an edition that was published in 2018. Introduction. There are three things that create a revolution in my heart: women, patterns and plants. From as far back as I can remember, my work has centered on women, especially when a woman is on a transformative journey of spiritual awakening. It is her state of courage and inner inquiry, that process of reclaiming and rewilding, which deeply empowers me to represent her in my art forms. Isn't that just a gorgeous image? Love the hairstyle. Love that her face is coloured. So you can actually design this in any ethnicity because there's no facial features, just the hair and an image. And then next to it is a self-love message. It says, she weaves soft, strong bones. In wild moonlight roars mystic songs. Her home, the forest. The paper is, it's okay. It's not thick, but then it's not thin either. But I would say for this kind of paper, I would use colouring pencils as opposed to felt tips, because felt tips might bleed. Again, beautiful woman. Love the face structures, the features. And then opposite, there's a self-care activity. Self-compassion, imperfection, failings, dealing with life struggles. These are inevitable things, but be kind to yourself. You are having a common human experience. Look into the mirror and say the first kind things you think of. What was it? And it gives you space to write it. What is something you thought was singular to you, but later discovered that many others experience it too? This is a very good, like a yoga pose, downward dog kind of pose. And it's got a little saying here: deep-rooted tree spines, fleet sink buried in earth's womb, all power she is. So you're doing a downward dog through the earth. Beautiful. Intentions. Find a star to guide and draw a map. Reach it. Be determined. What 5 things do you want to manifest in life? Beautiful. And then next to it, it says, how could you strengthen one of your intentions? And it gives you space to write that. And then it says, sit in a quiet moment and visualize yourself achieving the goals you are striving for. What is your next step to making it a reality? Some twins here. Or this could even be light and dark of yourself and working to blend them together. This is about spending some quiet time. This is like a very 4 of Swords moment. And it gives you some self-care prompts to work with. I love this picture because it's a fuller figured woman doing yoga, and you don't see much, well, I don't see much women doing yoga that are full figured. Love the scenery as well. Joy. My sunflower, my favourite plant. I'm just reading out what it says about for joy. Joy is always available to you in abundance. It can be found everywhere if you allow yourself to feel it. You can feel joy in the act of smelling a flower, in embracing someone you love, or even dancing your way through the meadows. What are the 5 things that bring you joy? What brought you joy when you were a child? Gorgeous, look at that. So I'm going to show you the pictures. I won't read out what the self-care prompts are, but I'm going to show you some of the pictures in this beautiful colouring book. Again, another full-figured woman doing another yoga page. But what I do like about this book is that how, you know, it gives you things to think about as you're colouring, you know, self-care activities or self-care things to think about. This is just gorgeous. Look at that. You know, she could be relaxing in water, or this could just be her mane of hair. Beautiful. And all the women in the picture are women of colour, which I like. You know, beautiful faces, lovely features. That's beautiful, hiding in the wilderness. Not ashamed to sport the natural hair. Beautiful. Meditation pose. This one says, nature. In this ever-changing modern world, it can be easy to forget the importance of the wilderness around us. What are the 5 natural sounds that you love? Where do you often hear them? And it gives you some space to write that down. Is there a place that you'd like to visit for its flora or fauna? Do you need to travel away from urban areas to escape? If so, where do you go? So this is about escaping to nature. Beautiful. This looks like, the scenery looks like Africa. When I went to Gambia and Nigeria and I went to the countryside, this is how the scenery looked like to me. Beautiful. Lost in the woods, soaking up all that nature. It's just someone. This one here is all about growth. So it says here, to grow and to change is a natural and good. You may not always trust the way you are changing, but you will change nevertheless. You cannot remain a sapling forever, so keep reaching for the light. What personal growth have you experienced in the last 5 years? How have you grown recently? Have you had any major spiritual growth sprouts? So this is a thing to think about when you're colouring in this picture. This could be mother and daughter, or somebody younger and somebody older. Gorgeous. Then it's got a bit about dreams here. Dream states are otherworldly, subconscious landscapes. Why not try tapping into them to imagine your future self? Define this vision and manifest it in the physical realms. What is your biggest and most expansive dream for the future? Is there a dream that belongs to you or a loved one that you would like to come true? If so, what is it? So this is about working with dreams. Gorgeous. Somewhere. Okay, so I won't show you all the pictures because I don't want to spoil your surprise if you do want to get this book. But it's a beautiful colouring book. What are my thoughts so far? I've never ever seen a colouring book that just focuses on women of colour. And I also like the fact that each picture has got a self-care prompt or a self-care activity. It's like killing two stones in one. So yes, it's a colouring book, but also it's a book to work with self-care, inner confidence, and even to some point shadow work. So I'm looking forward to using this book. I would have liked to have seen an index though, because there's quite a lot of topics of self-care in this book, but then that's no biggie. As I said earlier on, I would recommend that you don't use felt tips because it looks like it might bleed through, but colouring pencils would be fine. Plants, flower shop. Have you grown a plant from a seed before? If so, how was that experience? And then what is your favourite season and why? So it's all about personal growth. Together, hands heal. In sacred embrace of love, all goddesses rise. It's a bit about travel. Travel allows an understanding of the world from different angles. It is a way to gain knowledge and cultivate broader perspectives. What is your favourite place you've travelled to and why? Where in the world would you like to see next? A landmark or somewhere less well known? So in a way, this is a self-care book, yeah, and it's kind of like a personal self-care book because you're colouring in the archetypes too. But I would also just use this as a book of reflection in areas of my self-care that I need to work on. Let's see what the last page says here. Peace, love and blessings. Deepest gratitude to you for exploring this sacred path of creative expression. Every brushstroke, colour and line is a loving act of self-care. It is with intention to empower, inspire and reflect on our divine femininity in connecting with Mother Earth's beauty, surrounding us and within us. Go bloom, go create, go shine. That's gorgeous. So that's idea of the first page that I showed you, fully coloured in. But again, I think you can choose how you want to colour that page in. It's this one here. So I will leave a link to this book in the description bar. Thank you so much, Eliminal11, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.